Okay, so that was a cautious view coming in on the market, but are there any Chartbusters idea that our charters are picking at this point of time? Nooresh, any stock-specific recommendation?
So looking at the index, which could be very important going forward, that is S&P 500. So what we've seen over the last few weeks has been the correction in the US markets. S&P 500 from 4500, 4550 has corrected down to 4225 and has broken the recent low. So that's the first indication of a short-term trend shift which has happened here. But on the say oversold charts, the stock is getting the index is getting into oversold zones. So the RSI is below 30. The last three times it was around this 30 mark was back in September of last year, as well as the whole of multiple times when it went to 30 RSI, we've seen a decent enough bounce. So in this case, the last breakout point is 4150 to 4200. Cluster supports around that 4100, 4200 band, as well as oversold nature. So from that band of 4100, 4200, which could be reached today over there, could be a bounce back to 4350 to 4400 levels on the S&P 500 going forward. So that would create some bit of a short-term reversal even in Indian indices from this 19200 400 band.
Kunal, curious to understand what's the chartbuster that you've tracked?
So actually it's on D-Mart or Avenue Supermarts, and how the stock over the last few weeks is starting to show signs of a potential turnaround. So this is the charts for D-Mart on the short-term time scale. This red line is the 200 moving average on the daily charts for D-Mart, and stock over the last few weeks, specifically from the March lows, started to show signs of a bottom formation closer to the 3200 levels. This was the higher low pattern the stock has been making consecutively, and then in this last 2 or 3 months, specifically in the last couple of weeks, the stock had broken past above its 200 moving average, gone up higher, took a retest of this 200 DMA, and now seeing a bounce, which means potentially the stock is heading towards a breakout of this swing pattern first, and the second swing resistance, which is around the 4100 levels for D-Mart. So looks very attractive as a setup. And my sense is that looking at the recent bounce and the shape up of this 200 DMA, as well as the higher low pattern for the stock, it should break past about the 4100 levels, and possibly over the very near term should come back to this zone of 4300 to 4500 levels for D-Mart.